Happy Monday, MCOC land. This is Crafty Grinding here again with an arena cutoff results and predictions video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I'm going to cover round 1 results for the Domino, Loki, and Deadpool OG arenas. Then jump into some round 2 predictions. So let's take a look at the results. First thing you see on the left, 4-star, should I say, 5-star Domino came in at 41 million. So if you watched my round 1 prediction video, I wasn't quite sure where the Deadpool arena would impact in terms of the 5G and 5-star and 4-star arenas. I was pretty confident that the 4-star arena would take a little bit of a hit, but I wasn't so sure about the 5-star. Obviously that's the case. 5-star should have been like around 50 million if based off of the trends. Instead, Domino fell down to 41 million, and it's not because she's a horrible champ or something like that. If anything, she's a good to great champ, and I think this is just a sign of a lot of people are grinding in the Deadpool arena. And her top 10% shard tier came in at 10.1%. Jumping over to the 4-star arena for Domino, there was a bit of a hit, but it wasn't too bad. The Cutoff came in at 13.7 million with a top 10% shard tier at 4.1 million. Jumping over to the 4-star basic Loki arena, that came in and performed pretty much dead on spot what we thought it would be, with the cutoff at 1.7 million with the 11 to 25% shard tier at 1.1 million. And lastly, we had the new Deadpool OG Deadpool, whatever you want to call him, arena come in at his cutoff all the way at 19.1 million. I decided to do an arena live stream results video yesterday. If you joined me there, you know how I feel about this kind of number. This is just crazy. 19.1 million for a 4-star in today's game. This is pretty much a trophy champ. He's a decent champ, don't get me wrong. Awaken with his regen, he's definitely a decent champ. Pretty good for sure, but not worth 19 million as a 4-star. 5-star for sure probably went up to 41, 50 million, that kind of stuff, but 19 million for a 4-star Deadpool OG, not so sure. And the good news is the milestone rewards, it says 11 to 25, but this is actually 1 to 10%. That was right around 5 million. So that's a pretty decent number for the rank rewards that you get there. One thing you may notice though, where's the 3-star Domino? Interesting on the left now, the folks over on the Reddit survey side who actually pull all these numbers that I go actually to look for the approximate cutoffs are no longer sharing 3-star numbers. I think at this point now, we've seen over time that the 3-star arena is kind of stabilized. Everybody pretty much knows what it's at. Like for a old champ, 650 to 700,000. For a new champ, anywhere from 1 million to 1.1 million. So I don't have any 3-star results to share. So if you do, would love to hear about them. Throw them in the comment section, and I'll make sure that they get highlighted next time around. Now, when it comes to my predictions, you can see kind of hit and miss on this one. I wasn't sure about the 5-star. I didn't think, because Domino, she was such a decent champ, such a great champ, that she would kind of fight through the OG Deadpool arena grind and post similar numbers to what we saw for Iron Man Infinity War. Well, that was not the case, so this prediction was nowhere close. But the next two were pretty much spot on between Domino 4-star and Loki 4-star within 5% of the actual cutoff, so really targeting between 5 to 10%. In this case, my predictions were even better than that, less than 5% close in terms of accuracy to the actual cutoff. So really good predictions on those. And then was way off on this one, but I kind of warned folks at the beginning when I did my review of the OG Deadpool arena. I wasn't sure what we were going to see. I try to base it off the craziest case scenario we've seen since the 5-star feature arena had been introduced, and that was the Blade arenas, where we saw some really crazy numbers for a 4-star champion in the state of the game today with Blade. And I totally get it, given that he's kind of one of the best champs they have around. The 4-star Blade is definitely worth having in the game. A lot of utility still, and that number was nowhere close to this one. And the actual, I should say, which was you know, just over 19 million. So in this case, was definitely wrong on this one, but will definitely be interesting to see what it looks like moving forward, as the Deadpool arena will keep on restarting with every arena for the rest of the month, all the way to the end of the month, that is, when the Gold Pool arena is available for one time only. So now that I've taken a look at the actual results and compared them to my predictions, let's take a look at what trends could be for what a round 2 prediction could be, kind of thing. So first, for the 5-star feature arena, you can see with Bishop, pretty much the first round and the second round were very close. Sabretooth, there was a bump up, a couple million between round 1 and round 2. Captain America, there was actually a bump down, a decrease around 2 million. Then with Iron Man, there was a 5 million, but 4 million point increase between round 1 and round 2 cutoffs. The good news is when it comes to the top 10% shard tier, it's really stable around 9 million to almost 11 million. So it's really that 11 million in that second round is kind of what we should be seeing. But when it comes to the actual 5-star feature champ cutoff, it's kind of varied a little bit. I think because because Domino's arena was impacted by OG Deadpool, I do expect to see a bump for people that went after Deadpool in the first round, come back and try to get Domino in the second round. So my prediction here in a few minutes will reflect that. Now when we take it the 4-star feature arena, you can see in most cases, round 1 is always higher than round 2. There's usually around a $1 million to 500,000 drop off between the rounds, except in the case of Iron Man Infinity War. I think as more people saw how good he was, more people went after him in round 2. I think, again, because of OG Deadpool, people that did not get Domino in round 1 will come back and try to get her in round 2. I mean, you could always say, well, the people that got Domino in round 1 won't come back and get her. Instead, they'll focus on Deadpool in round 2. That may be the case, but I do think we're going to see a similar bump that we saw for Iron Man, around 1 million or so for the second round. Now with Loki, for the most part, you can see with low interest 4-star basic champs, there's a decrease between round 1 and round 2 in most cases, if not all cases. And what's crazy is that 11 to 25% shard tier, comparing that trend line compared to the other top 10% or the top shard tier lines, you can see that it is the most unpredictable. But the good news is the one thing we can clearly see, the valleys is round 1, the peak is on round 2. So we can expect a higher cutoff in round 2. And then when it comes to Deadpool OG, this is only a second time, so there's really no trend line on this one yet. There'll be one coming up. I think by the time we have 3 results to look at, I'll definitely put together a trend line to just kind of see if there's any trend yet at that point, or will it take another to the 4th or 5th arena OG Deadpool before we really get a sense of what that trend looks like. So including this information plus looking what happened in round 1, here are my thoughts for round 2 for these arenas. Starting first with the 5-star featured Domino arena, I do think we're going to see a big jump from round 1 to round 2. I think it'll be 46 million, still lower than 50 or almost 10 million lower than what we saw for Infinity War. So Infinity War Iron Man, that is. So there's a chance that this number could even pop up to that 50 million, but I don't see a 10 million number increase between round 1 and round 2. Again, it is possible though because of that OG Deadpool arena. So, but I think I'm going to go on the higher end of the biggest increase we've seen so far, which was around 4 to 5 million. So that's why you see the 46 million prediction. Now jumping over to the 4-star feature Domino arena, I do think you're going to see that couple, a million plus increase between round 1 and round 2. So 15 million will be the cutoff. Jumping over to Loki, I think it'll be kind of like that example where there's either a decrease or slightly the same in terms of the cutoff. And the decreases that we've seen in the past for this type of 4-star basic champ weren't that significant. So the cutoff's going to be 1.7 million or just slightly below that. And when it comes to Deadpool, don't have any trend analysis to kind of do a guesstimate again. So this is, again, throwing darts against the dartboard here. Where do I think this is going to land? I don't think it's going to go to 20 million. And I would be really surprised that it'll go to 20 million. I think it'll come back down a bit. How far down? That's the question. I'm thinking 15 million. But we'll see. The good news is with the rank rewards, the 1 to 10% rank rewards, I do think that 6 million number is kind of where it's going to hang. Maybe tick up to 7 million, but I'm going to put 6 million for my prediction. Now, these are my predictions for the veterans bracket. I always like to give a safety estimate just so folks have an idea, just in case we have some exceptions. In this case, it could really happen because there's a lot of variability in these arenas. Everyone's still getting used to having this extra arena around with Deadpool. So kind of keep that in mind. These are, as the warning says, these are rough estimates, as there's no trend lines to really see how one another these arenas are playing off of each other yet. So keep all of that in mind. But again, I do want to continue to give a prediction as we're going through these next weeks or so to kind of until we get a better sense of the trends with the new Deadpool arena. That being said, here are the grind targets. I really think you want to get to 49, 50 million if you really want Domino, just because with even like Infinity War, Iron Man, we saw it get over 50 million, 55 million. So 50 million is not unheard of for this 5-star feature arena. With Domino being a really good champ, I think people are going to push that high. So go to 49 if you really want her. Same thing on the 4-star feature side. I think some people are going to come back and push her numbers up a little bit higher, closer to that Infinity War Iron Man number that we saw. So if you really want to make sure you get her, go to 16 million. Loki, if you really want to get him, 1.9 million should work. And if you really want to get Deadpool, I know I said 15 million is where I think the cutoff's going to be, but I'm not really sure, right? So push to the numbers that we know that already got him once. Go to 21 million if you really want him. I know that's crazy. 21 for a 4-star. You'll never hear me or see me do that kind of thing. I mean, I may go for that 6 million, 7 million rank reward, but probably not even that far. I'll probably go to the next tier down, even on the rank reward side. But if you really got to have yourself an OG Deadpool, 21 million will probably be the number you'll need to work to. So anyway, these are my thoughts for the grind targets, as well as the estimate of the cutoffs for veterans bracket. When it comes to the 3-star feature, I'm just going to now kind of lump these in with the beginner bracket and intermediate bracket, even though I have a lot more certainty on the 3-star feature veteran numbers, but because they're not really showing up anymore anywhere else in terms of the survey results on the other community hotspots, I'll just go ahead and move the 3-star feature information from here now. If they're returning to the other locations, then I'll bring them back on the main views. But anyway, the cutoff, I think, for Domino 3-star will be right around 1 million in the second round, with a grind target at 1.1 million if you have to get that 3-star Domino. Now, when it comes to the beginner and the intermediate brackets, basically meaning that if you're newer to the game and you know, your account's been open for less than 30 days, then you'll be in the beginner's bracket. And if your account's been open for 30 to 61 days, or I should say 31 to 60 days, you'll be in the intermediate bracket. And so these numbers are very rough because there's no data shared anywhere other than a few folks that take the time to put it in the video comment sections. And so I appreciate that, but there's no like other community hotspot where people are doing survey scores. They've tried in the past for these other brackets. There's just not a lot of input coming from the community, so they stopped doing that. So anyway, these are just rough numbers based off my own personal experience almost a year ago, so keep that in mind. Plus, again, with information that I pick up from the community here and there in the comment section of my videos. But anyway, for the beginner's bracket, meaning your account's been open for less than 30 days, the 3-star feature Domino around 250, 245,000. 4-star basic Loki around 750, 600,000 should work. With 4-star feature Domino, 1.2 million should be sufficient. Jumping over to the intermediate bracket, meaning your account's been open for 31 to 60 days. 3-star feature 500,000, 525 should work for Domino. The 4-star basic Loki, 750 is what I heard recently from some folks for round 1, so not this 1 million as it indicates here. So 750, 800,000, maybe 900,000 if you really make sure you don't miss them, should work. And then for the 4-star feature Domino, I heard some folks report 1.5, but they weren't close to the cutoff, so I think that 1.2 might be closer to the actual cutoff. So that should be a good number to go for if you're in the intermediate bracket and going after Domino. So anyway, these are my thoughts for round 2 predictions when it comes to these arenas. Would love to hear your opinion, especially about OG Deadpool, plus what you plan to do. I know myself, now that I was able to dupe Loki this last time around, already had me a 5-star Domino. I'll probably just do a lot of shard grinding. Curious to hear what you're doing. Curious to know who's going to go after Deadpool, and if so, what kind of numbers you're going to target now this second time around. And again, you heard my opinion. If you really want to make sure you get them, you're probably going to have to go to 20, 21 million until we see numbers that tell us otherwise, just to be safe. So since you're already grinding 15 million, an extra 5 million, even with the 4-star basic type arena, might as well put that additional investment in, kind of thing. But anyway, would love to hear your thoughts. Throw it on down in the comment section. And if you like this video, would really appreciate you if you click that thumbs up button. If you like this and other videos I have on the channel, would really appreciate a subscribe. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.